them to great presentations. We're delighted that you joined us. Good morning to the committee. Glad you're here today. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to record our meeting today. We have some of our committee members who are unable to be with us, so this will give them an opportunity to view the presentations and make comments. Obviously, the whole point of having these presentations done is that we as a committee will then discern where the gaps in services are and where we can help support the regions in youth services. So this was really important to us to make sure that you understood what each of the 12 regions are doing in the youth space, and then we will then as a committee determine exactly how we can move forward and support them. So in September, we will have the remaining 5 presentations. We have 7 presentations today. As I mentioned, we're on a time clock. Kelly has a 2-minute marker, so that when we're 2 minutes prior to the end of your 15-minute presentation, we will hold that up, and then there'll be 2 or 3 minutes to ask questions. If you have additional questions, go ahead and jot them down on your PowerPoint slides here, and we'll collect those as the group later. Okay? Any questions on this? Okay. I just wanted to start the meeting then, right before Region 4. I want to celebrate with the group. JAG Indiana, for the 2nd year in a row, achieved the JAG National 505 standard. Woo-hoo! I know. Great work. We're really proud of the efforts of the regions, and it was just a real coup. In addition, JAG Indiana received more accolades than any other state. Both for the in-school programs, the out-of-school programs, and for the alternative education programs. So really, really proud of the work and the effort. I also mentioned that for the first time, JAG National achieved the 505 as an organization. I had no idea that through those 35 years that they have now achieved that. So I think the role that your specialists played and you as JAG staff support played really influenced that JAG National achievement. So congratulations to everyone, and hopefully celebrate with a SWIC on that too. So without further ado, Deb and Melissa, if you'd like to start. Any questions?
Okay, thank you. Good morning. I'm Deb Waymeyer from the Region 4 Workforce Board as the Chief Operations Officer, and with me today is Melissa Lemming, our Director of Operations. So we're going to talk a little bit about our board and missions and goals. So the vision of our board is that we see ourselves much more than just a board. We see ourselves as unrelenting builders of options to develop skills and knowledge of diverse peoples, firms, and entrepreneurs. We envision a region where skills and knowledge are valued very highly as pathways to personal wealth, as well as to unite our regional economic growth. We also envision a region where family values and where family values and the quality of life are key parts of the fabric of our community. Our region, we hope, is going to be known to be full of innovation, a national model for workforce development, and that we will be bursting with opportunity that will catalyze and transform our regional economy. So to do this, we've set together many goals and objectives, and some of those goals are that we want to realign and refocus our current workforce to meet employers' work skills and behavioral skills. Our objectives to do this is that we'll identify key industries and employers to determine what are those important work key skills and behaviors. We will develop strategies and processes to develop the existing labor pool, and we'll develop and implement ongoing strategies to ensure that we continue to meet the needs of our workforce. To do that, we will support career opportunities for underutilized employers to meet those employer skills and demands. We'll look to assist in helping incumbent worker skill training to help people return back to school, whether that's high school dropouts or college dropouts. And we want to focus on our recently returning veterans to engage them back to the labor force. We know that that's something we can't do by ourselves as a board, that we need to work with our local partners, our businesses, our groups, and our community agencies to leverage other resources and opportunities. We know also that WIOA funds a lot of times will not be enough, and so part of our challenge is to get other grants and other fundings. In the last couple of years, works councils, our career and technical educators, post-secondary institutions, our LEOs, local economic developers, and community-based organizations. We want to do that in a manner to clarify our roles so that we're not duplicating what's already being done, but finding out how to align and build on each other's strengths. Now for youth, we want to realign and refocus on the emerging, our future workforce to meet employers' demands as well. So we'll work with our regional community stakeholders to inform parents, educators, and both in-school and out-of-school students on the career opportunities and pathways available in our region. In collaboration with all of our partners, we want to promote these career pathways with multiple on and off ramps to, again, both in-school and out-of-school students. And we want to be sure that we support technical skills training that incorporates those behavioral skill developments and work and learn opportunities, especially with our out-of-school youth. So taking a moment to focus on in-school youth, our board's vision for in-school youth is for them to complete secondary school, get some post-secondary education, and certainly ending with employment. Our in-school youth program is the Jobs for America's program, the JAG program. We know that the JAG program focuses on high school completion, exposure to various careers, development of leadership skills, employability skills, and really developing our future leaders for their families, employers, and communities. I'm going to go back to the next slide, please.
Go back.
No, next. So the JAG program serves students who have been identified with barriers that may not allow them to successfully graduate, and we certainly serve a diverse range of in-school students through the JAG program, including students with disabilities. We are adding another JAG program this year, so that will bring our in-school JAG program to 8 schools with 1 alternative ed school. We will not spend more than 25% of our youth funding on in-school, and we anticipate serving about 375 youth this year. We think the strength of the JAG program really goes beyond the success of the graduation rate, but the larger impact is really on the lives of students, for themselves, and for the communities in which they reside. As far as witness that we have, we'd say it's probably looking at the burnout of our JAG specialists. They're involved so intensely with the students. We want to make sure that we can keep them motivated. We also have some difficulty in finding long-term mentors with students and matching those internships with really the students' interests. We also have many small schools in our region, so sometimes it's difficult to implement a JAG program. I wish we could see it in every school. But JAG's not the only thing that we do to help youth. We have several things. I've passed around a couple of publications that we've developed to help students know about opportunities, especially in advanced manufacturing. That's the wealth driver in our region. We have youth summits. Those are all day summits. They're embedded in the schools, so we introduce the youth in the schools to the occupations in demand in our region. We have employers talk to them about what's important to them. We have manufacturing day in our region. And then, as I said, developing these publications, which we've developed with youth input. So it's not something we've developed and handed to them, something they've developed with us. And then really working in collaboration with so many partners that we have in the region. So there are 5 new WIOLA elements to support in-school youth. That is education offered concurrently with and in the same context of workforce preparation. That's incorporated in school youth through our short-term work experience, employability skills training, and internships. Financial literacy, we again implement that through the JAG program by bringing in specialists from banks and financial institutions. Entrepreneur skills training, again, bringing into the JAG classrooms the guest speakers from the Small Business Development Center and other entrepreneurs. Services for labor market and employment information, we utilize the IN Reality, an online tool that provides information on lifestyles, career interests, and those salaries. We've developed a regional top 60 occupations that again gives information about our labor market. And then as we bring youth into our workplace centers, and they can see the resources available to them to understand the labor market. Activities that help transition youth to post-secondary education is integrated again into the JAG curriculum with scholarship applications, financial aid assistance, helping them prepare for their entrance exams, and understanding independent living skills so they'll be successful in post-secondary education. Outputs and outcomes. These are pretty much the JAG program outputs and outcomes, so I'm not going to go through those. You'll have them to take a look at. One of the other questions is, how do we evaluate our success? We do that certainly by talking with our specialists, being involved specialists recognized, we've had outstanding seniors. So we feel it's been a pretty strong program, and it's helped us to meet all of our WIO and youth measures as well. I think now we're going to move on to out-of-school youth, and Melissa. You want to do that?
I can do it. For the out-of-school youth program, I believe that everyone here knows that is a primary focus for the WIOA program, and it is something that we realize we need to spend some time and energy on, but we do have some programs developed for those that are the most in need, which is what WIOA is asking us to look at, those that have been disengaged into programs and being able to move their career forward. One of the programs that we have is Higher Pathways program, and it is for individuals, from 18 to 24, and it's really where individuals can pick the career pathway or the career or the area that they're needing to work on, but it's also it's designed so that people can move between those pathways. The first one is education, and it is for individuals that are needing their high school equivalency or their diploma, and they may start working on that, and sometimes that's what they need to work on and they're not ready for work yet. Other times they might be ready to work, and we'll talk about those other programs they can get into. And then we also have incentives, so that if individuals do receive their HSE, high school equivalency, or diploma, that there's an incentive, and then they may move on to post-secondary or a job. Another component of the Pathways program is careers. For those individuals who are looking to go on to post-secondary and earn a certification or a degree, that is another area that they could move into. And the examples there are some of the demand occupations in our area. The next area is college, where they're really trying to make a decision on what they want to do and how do they get there from where they're at. How do they enroll into college, and are they lining up and getting the right classes and getting their financial aid things taken care of, and this happens through that program. The next area is jobs. Again, individuals, we want to be able to start where they're at and not force them to go into some pathway that they're not ready for. And so they could go to any of these, and so maybe they need a job, and that's what's first on their mind. And so we do that with some of our work and learn opportunities, where individuals can begin learning, make sure they know their employability skills, they know how to maintain, not only get a job, but also keep the job, and work on internships, and also the National Career Readiness Certificate, so that they start learning what is really needed for a job and to be successful. We do on-the-job training and internships and work experiences. We also have young adult career fairs, and that is where, again, trying to engage the young adults into the possibilities of what they might, and so that they can see what these pathways are available to them, and so we need to engage them, and we work with adult education on those areas. The regional Ready to Work and Skill Up Indiana grants is our grants that we have in our region that allow individuals that are interested in advanced manufacturing to experience and get employability skills along with hands-on opportunities within the plant where they're actually out on the floor learning. The out-of-school youth, the 5 new elements there are the same as what you heard earlier in the in-school. There are a few different things with what is offered to the out-of-school youth. In the education offered concurrently, again, kind of just talked about that with the Ready to Work and Skill Up Indiana or some of those programs, but we really look at how do we blend individuals getting through internships or on-the-job training, and at the same time getting some type of education, whether it be through apprenticeship programs. What is it that we can combine? Because many times individuals need both of those to come together at the same time and not just one. The financial literacy education is delivered through our financial literacy workshop and the skills to pay bills materials. We'll also be partnering with some local banks in our region to host what's called the Balancing Act program, which is done through a youth reality fair. Entrepreneurial skill training. The materials through the Small Business Administration. And I think we'll also need to be spending some time to make sure that we have really sound curriculum for the out-of-school youth. Services that provide labor market and employment information. Again, this is similar to what you heard on the in-school youth. You're going to have the Hoosier Hot 50, the region's top 60, the demand occupations that we run. The last one there is the activities to help youth prepare to and transition post-secondary education. We have information within our centers. The career advisors or case managers are taught and know how to give this information and help individuals so that they're, one, making sure that they're actually ready and able to go into that environment and learn and stay with it so that we make sure we discuss that information with them. The outputs and outcomes, you can see there, I don't need to read those to you, but the strengths, the work and learn activities we believe are strengths of our program, and it's the greatest interest for the youth. We think it's the greatest success because they get to actually get their hands into something and start learning what they're really interested in, and also start building on the education so they see how those things go together. The weakness is recruitment for the out-of-school youth and the retention in the youth program. You'll see in your packet you have the Work One magazine, and there in that packet is a little bit of a marketing outreach tool that we use to try and get the youth interested in the program. But we're going to do some focus groups and some surveys trying to find out what really makes individuals interested in our programs. Our goal this year is to serve at least 250 individuals.
Our board has 4 standing committees. The executive committee that meets in between the regular board meetings to prepare information for the board to review it. The finance committee that oversees all financial aspects of the organization, including reviewing the annual audit report. And then we have a one-stop operator committee. The role of that committee is to oversee the one-stop delivery system, the attainment of the goals to achieve all of the WIOA objectives and performance outcomes, as well as those goals of the board that I went through. And then, of course, to ensure that we're in compliance with all pertinent legislation and regulations. Then our last committee, or our 4th committee, is our youth committee. The youth committee has its own vision statement, and that is to have youth educated, skilled, and prepared to reach their full potential in work and in life. And their mission is preparing today's youth for tomorrow's workforce. The youth committee was actually the youth council that was under WIA. It was a very active youth council, so they agreed to come on as our youth committee. And the roles and responsibilities that they adopted was to recommend the design, development, and implementation of programs to benefit all youth. So as you've heard, some of the things that we do are funded with WIO dollars, but we like to reach beyond that. They recommend the design of a community workforce development system, again, for that full range of services and opportunities for all youth. They also are recommending ways to leverage additional resources and to ensure that we're coordinating among the schools, our public programs, and community-based organizations that are dealing with youth. They also recommend how to coordinate services and who will be our eligible youth providers in our region. They provide ongoing leadership and support to ensure that we're delivering a high-quality program. So that is our piece on what we're doing in Region 4. I'm just happy to entertain any questions. Hopefully, did I make it within 15 minutes?
You did. Great job. Are there any questions for that? One was I do have one. How frequently does your youth committee meet? And did you add new partners under WIOA?
So the youth committee meets every other month, and we are in the process of adding some new partners. We do have some new members, but we want to ensure we have an adult ed director on our board. We've already talked to one, and they will be on that youth council. One of the members that we had with our youth committee was someone with the juvenile justice system. He got a promotion, and it took him some time to get used to his new position. We're going to try to pull him back in. And then we want to try to engage, of course, youth. We've tried that in the past, and it's very, very difficult. So we may not be able to have the youth as a person that's there all the time to attend these meetings, but one of the things that the youth committee does is we go into the JAG classrooms. So sometimes our meetings are actually in the JAG classrooms, and that's a way for us to get the input of the students.
One other quick question then. You said that you had trouble getting long-term mentors for something. Have you thought about challenging your board members to be a mentor?
Oh, good question. We haven't, but that's a great idea.
Just saying. Yeah, it might be a great way, and also, I think it would give them a great insight as to how the kids that they're dealing with, I mean, young people, that with whom they're dealing, see what they're doing.
All the struggles are. We do like to tell some of those personal stories of the youth, but that would certainly take it to the next step. We've had some success working with Big Brothers Big Sisters,
Cool.
but appreciate that.
Or perhaps, to piggyback on that, if you have different industry representatives, maybe they can incentivize their employees to be.
Yes.
That always helps us incentive.
Right.
Yes. Okay, great ideas. Appreciate that.
Very good. Thank you very much.
It's the scroll one, it's the a little bit cheeky, but am I getting in trouble in here?
I can't stay in the suspense of knowing whether I'm on track or not, Grace. I can't stand knowing if you're about to wave your blue flag at me, so. I'm Shannon Lynn, I'm from Region 8, Workforce Board, if you don't know where Region 8 is, maybe that's a weird on the screen.
Shannon, what's your last name?
Laurent.
Laurent.
If you don't know where Region 8 is, and it's kind of hidden by whatever has popped up on the screen, it's South Central Indiana. Bloomington's our largest city in the county that we serve, are listed there on the first slide. I am going to fly through quite a bit of this. I have more information here than I could possibly talk in detail about in 15 minutes, so I'll be skipping through some of it that you have it to read if you want to ask me questions at the end. That would be just fine. All right, there we go. Okay. Quickly, our board has a pretty simple mission. We want to make sure that employers in the region can identify the skilled workers they need to successfully maintain and grow their businesses. And we want to make sure that all workers, including youth, have the opportunities to access education and training so they can get themselves positioned to successfully compete for jobs with good wages. In support of that, we did establish 9 specific goals in our plan. I'll go through these pretty quickly, but number 1 is near and dear to the hearts of our board members and very important. It is extremely important to our board members that people in the region can access work one services close to home without having to make a long commute to get to their nearest work one. So we do still maintain a full-time office in each of our 8 counties to make sure that, in our region we're a little bit rural, sometimes internet issues, we have connectivity issues in some of those rural areas, obviously travel, gas, transportation, so that's a biggie for our board. We've been very, very interested in making sure that we keep that presence in every county. I'll get into the more obvious ones. We certainly want to make sure our services are well coordinated with our partners. We want to make sure that everyone who comes through has identified a career pathway and has a plan to help them prepare for the regional and demand occupations by gaining the education and skills that employers in our area need. Number 4 is a biggie for us, work-based learning opportunities, primarily work experience, but some OJTs also. We have really grown that program over the last couple of years, and we want to continue to grow that more. We found that that is an extremely successful way to help not only youth, but also adults and disabled workers transition into jobs. A lot of times if you put someone on work experience and they do such a great job, the employer keeps them and it just develops into a wonderful opportunity, and we've had pretty good success with that. So we're going to continue to try to grow that. Obviously, if they lack basic skills or a high school diploma, we want them to get that. We want them to also improve their skills to a level where they can benefit from further training to make them more competitive in the labor market. With respect to in-school youth, obviously our goal is that they graduate high school and leave there with a plan for post-secondary training or employment to help solidify their future success. We also want to make sure that we coordinate with our local schools to make sure that seniors have an opportunity to connect with the Work One services as they come out of high school. If they don't have a plan, or if they do have a plan but they need a little help making it come true, we want to make sure that they learn at school about the Work One. For out-of-school youth, if they lack a high school or diploma, we certainly will hook them up with our adult education partners so they can earn their diploma or HSE escape, but then we want them to also right away pursue post-secondary training that aligns with our in-demand occupations so they can prepare better for their future to be competitive. You heard a lot about the 1 million jobs in Region 8. We don't have enough people in the labor force right now to be able to meet that 1 million jobs. So part of our plan is to figure out how we better engage those who haven't been very engaged in the labor market. So now more than ever, it's important that we help people with disabilities, people who have basic skills deficiencies, customers who have other barriers to employment, to connect them to the resources that maybe have been barriers that have been keeping them from being active. We want to help them overcome those barriers so they can be successful participants in our labor force. And finally, Region 8, as of 2014, at least was the lowest average wage region out of all 12. We have a lot of rural areas, a lot of low wages, and our board has talked specifically about making sure that